Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with your ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, because it's time for the After the Show podcast.
Yeah, here we go. Welcome to the Monday KVJ After the Show podcast. Good to be back. We're taking a week off for a great little Thanksgiving. It's kind of nice. Virginia did her trip over to New Orleans. Had a good time there.
We did.
Got to see all the schools on the way. Did Magnolia find a favorite out of the ones she saw?
She didn't tell me her favorite, but she told Panda that she's leaning towards UF in Gainesville.
Okay.
She didn't tell me that because she knows I want her to go to LSU.
Yeah, you're pushing that hard. Pushing that hard.
But it's her choice.
Is she only going to schools or looking at schools or looking for a new head football coach? I'm noticing a pattern here.
Yes, because she cares so much about football.
That's what I figured, yeah.
Does she give a frog's fat ass about football?
Not really. We took her to the Saints game and in the Superdome, and I don't think she cared.
She doesn't give a fuck who wins.
No, she's just not into it.
Yeah, I get
it.
My oldest son, Colin, he's that way. He's not into football. He couldn't care. He doesn't,
Doesn't give a shit about the Buckeyes.
No, or Michigan. He went to Michigan. And, he lightly is like, oh, yeah, we're kind of doing this or kind of doing that. And he would go to the games, I think, for the party of it.
The social.
Yeah, the social part of
Mags.
it when he was at Michigan. And he would go and have a good time. But yeah, he's not he's not up in my grill, me being a High State fan and all that stuff. And they had their big game over the weekend. Somebody, KJ, sent this in, said, I went home for Thanksgiving. I was watching football with my dad. I saw this photo and immediately thought of you, Kevin. Thought it was funny, and I had to share with my favorite three people. Yeah, they had College Game Day was there in Ann Arbor where they had the game, Ohio State, Michigan. It's a big rivalry. And you can see my boy Kirk Herbstreit in this photo. He's right there. Former Ohio State quarterback.
Kevin just popped a bone piece.
Yeah. And people make these signs and they hold them up and you can read them behind the commentators on TV. They have thousands of people that go out to these shows. So it's really kind of exciting and fun. And somebody held up a sign that says, I wanted to change my password to Ohio State, but Google said it's too weak.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, they always kind of look at the signs and the funny ones. So.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I saw another one be like going, you do realize that Urban Meyer taught an ethics class at Ohio State? And he did. It's kind of ironic if you saw the story about him grinding on that woman and kind of checking out her.
It wasn't his fault. I mean, she was very grindable.
She was.
I love what they did, though. All these people on the internet and on YouTube, especially people who hate that guy, they took that video and isolated and it zoomed in, and then they would replay the hand and her grinding up against him and what his hand did.
Yeah,
but it was so zoomed in to where you could see every move.
Yeah, you could kind of see it. Yeah. Amazingly, his wife was like, he was just out having some fun. And so,
whatever.
Like, wow, I wish my wife would be so light about that. He basically had her hand up her vagina.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't think he hit that, you are very, very misguided.
At minimum, he at least rounded third.
Yeah, he was getting it all done there in the
When they
in
left
the bar.
that bar, they left together.
But yeah, you couldn't leave together, could you?
Well, the thing about it, you got to realize this is his bar. It has his name on it. It's Urban Meyer's Pint House in Columbus, Ohio.
So they probably have a little
there are photos of him all over the whole bar. So he gets whatever he wants. I'm sure he was in a little area.
He probably has a VIP room in the back.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess. There weren't any things about him leaving or this or that, but he was sitting at a bar. It seemed like other people could come up. I don't think he was with this group. But.
Like the Myers Smush room is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that was going on. But, to that point, people let me know there's a whole bunch of college football drama. Unfortunately, my Buckeyes got pushed all around the field for the entire game for the most part and lost, unfortunately, because I was going to be going to their game this Saturday. But they don't have a game this Saturday. Guess what? So, yeah, not doing that.
I went to the Saints game. They lost.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so you took it
Bad.
on the chin, too. Yeah, the Bills beat the crap out of them, too.
We were in the Superdome, and it was kind of funny because half our group was pulling for the Bills, half our group was pulling for the Saints.
All right.
And we knew that one group was going to be sad, and it turned out to be the Saints.
Yeah, the Saints don't have as much going for them this year, though, right? I mean, you've kind of accepted that, hey, we're not going to be doing well, and so...
There's so many injured players. Like,
Yeah.
we're on our third string of everything.
Yeah, it's not going well. The Saints are just like, we're just playing games, getting through it. The Bills have something to play for.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was happy for Panda.
Yeah. The Dolphins did great yesterday. They looked amazing. They've been on that winning streak.
If the Bills win, do you notice Panda is a little bit more friskier, a little horned up?
Yes.
Okay.
He's just generally more happy.
If they lose a bad game, does his libido go out the window, or does he want depressing sex?
No, he doesn't want depressing sex. He gets very sad, and he doesn't want any kind of human
He
interaction.
doesn't want any sympathy, head, or anything?
No, he'll go for a walk,
Oh, shit.
for a long walk,
That's how he handles it, huh?
4-hour walk.
Yeah, so I thought that I had it bad from Saturday, and then the Oklahoma coach, who's very good, he all of a sudden just quit after his game on Saturday, and he's going to USC and taking all the coaches with him. It looks like all of his recruits.
Wow.
Yeah, so bad news for them. So I know somebody wanted to call them out, so as bad as it was.
Can you do that? Can you take all the recruits and all the coaches?
It's kind of their new rules, and so it's kind of a new thing they're going to find out. But yeah, he had a great class at Oklahoma of 5 stars, and they're all heading with him, it looks like, to USC.
Wow.
So, yeah, that'd be interesting. Doug had another Thanksgiving note from the break, too, talking a little bit about food. Said, I had to drop a note to say that I tried Virginia's idea of bacon on the turkey and say it worked. Turkey was juicy, and the bacon had a hint of turkey taste. Home run for Virginia.
Nice.
Dang.
What did you do on Thanksgiving? Did you eat Thanksgiving bullshit, or did you do your own thing, Kev?
We went on Wednesday to my aunt's in Lakeland, and it was good. I felt bad because I felt almost like it catered a little bit more to me, and I didn't want that. I want everybody to eat what they're going to eat, but there was...
Damn, the Thanksgiving snob ruined it.
I know, and you know me. I'm like, you guys do what you do.
Is this Hello, Jesus Loves You?
Yeah. It's my Aunt Sandra. Yeah, and she
Kevin
answers
loves
the phone.
Jesus, but he hates turkey.
Yeah, so they didn't have turkey. They had ham, and then they had green beans and cauliflower, and so yeah, I mean, I loved it, but yeah, hopefully they didn't do it on my accord. That was what they wanted to have. So yeah, we did that on Wednesday, and then Thursday we didn't really do anything for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I spent some time with my brother, but he had to go to work, so I ended up just getting some pizza with him. And I went to Joseph's Classic Market in the morning. I thought I was gonna get the scoop on everybody. Holy fuck! It looked like a theme park. They were shuffling like 30 people at a time, and then the line was out. I could not believe how many people were out.
Because they do that thing where they prepare the meal for you and you come pick it up.
That makes sense.
It's turkey and all the fixins in a big box to go.
Because I knew it was going to be crazy. I knew going out there, just anywhere, was going to be a little crazy. But holy shit, a lot of people were out on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we went to Bradley's earlier on Thanksgiving, and it was full. It was very full. I couldn't believe it. We were like, wow, I can't believe how many people are here. So
Yeah,
it was a good crowd out.
Then I got pizza. It was delicious.
I had everything. I had the turkey. I had the oyster stuffing. I had the ham.
Oyster stuffing?
Oyster stuffing.
That sounds oh my god! I would rather have Kevin speed bag me in the balls than to eat that.
It's a Louisiana thing. So you make the stuffing, but you put lots of oysters in it. Oh, it's so good.
Okay.
Ugh, I hate your Thanksgiving dinner.
It was corn pudding. You would have liked
That's
that.
good.
That
Was it warm
real
or cold?
Real warm.
Yeah, okay.
Real gooey. Real thick.
I like it good.
She was a wet bitch.
Okay.
We had pies galore.
They had pies. It was apple, blueberry, clam.
Clam.
It was delicious.
You know what? It's kind of the same thing. You're right. Clam pie is a good way to put it.
Panda had some of that after the Buffalo win.
Did eat some clam pie.
Yeah. Had a hair in it. Let me see. We got some other emails here. Call them outs. Jody said, yeah, I'm calling out Jaybird for announcing Friday that he was going to be at the Rust Market, and my husband, the motorcycle guy, and I traveled from the Pizzle, and it was closed.
Well, I got the message that morning. I can't help it if the vendors canceled, which they did. It was raining all day. Also, look out your window. It was pouring all day. Yeah, they
rode on a motorcycle in the rain?
I had no control over that. Just what happens to those? I think they had 90 vendors. Half of them said, I'm not fucking going out there. Mm-hmm. So I made an announcement on our KVJ Facebook page.
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry. Maybe we can go for another motorcycle ride. I don't know if they want to take me.
They rescheduled it for
this
past Saturday. Yeah.
Let me see. Another one from the call him out earlier. Jaybird got called out for wearing headphones on his bike. And Carlos said, Jaybird, you need to check out Aftershock headphones. They don't go into your ears.
Okay.
Then how the hell do they work?
No music comes out of them. You just hold them.
You just look like a dick.
Yeah.
But you're not really one.
That's interesting. They don't go, I assume they go over your ears, or maybe it's like, what, do they go behind your ear?
Maybe.
I wonder if that's it. I assume you could probably get music that way.
The area I was riding the bike, there's really no traffic at all. Really. There's not much going on out there.
Doesn't take a lot, though.
It does not take a lot for someone to
step up and tell you what you're doing wrong.
Put their nose in your business.
An email here says, more violin sightings. The violin people Saturday morning at the Walmart across the street from Sam's Club in Port St. Lucie on US 1. The violinist is playing there now with their family, and B sent that in. Also, longtime listener from Stewart, now living in Lake Wiley, South Carolina. And yeah, the violin scam is here. I work at Harris Teeter, a grocery store comparable to Publix, and the violin family's here too. Crazy.
It's a thing.
Yeah, it is.
But don't be tricked. They're not really playing.
No, they're not. Got Pinky the Chef sent an email, said, I want to share my Craigslist experience and see if you guys would let this go or would you call the cops? Said, I put a scooter on Craigslist for $250. One of the replies came from a guy who said his name was Larry. Said he'd offer me $20 extra to hold the bike until he came back from out of town in a few weeks. I said, sure. So the next text is, I'm sending a cashier's check. Then he says cashier's check is on the way, but there's extra to cover the moving company he's hired to pick up the bike for him. I just need to cash it and pay them for him. No. So I said that wasn't the deal, and if we got the check, we would send it back or he could pick it up at our local police station. Well, I haven't heard from him since. We did get the cashier's check for $1,630.25. It wasn't sent to our home. My wife was smart that way. So question is, do I turn it into the police or the bank? Guys, be careful. There's a ton of scammers out there. So wait, you're selling a scooter for $250. They're telling $20 to hold it. And then I guess, so you're going to pay, and then the check's for $1,630. I mean, that is a discrepancy of like $1,300. Why would you pay that kind of money to move it? Yeah, nothing checks out with this. That would clearly be a scam, I would assume. And so, yeah, I don't know. I mean, is there a department of the police that handles this kind of stuff? I would imagine there probably is. And yeah, it might be good to turn it into them because, I mean, yeah, that math is all fuzzy. And when there's weird details like that.
Imagine that. Some shady shit went down on Craigslist.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. Let me see. Call them out about tarts. Angie said, fuck you guys. These things are so delicious and expensive.
They are. And she's right. Fuck you guys because it's a problem. It's the cocaine of snacks.
I went and got Magnolia one of these tarts because she loves them. I got one from Whole Foods and it was $25.
Yeah, so I've got them at Publix.
For one.
I've had them at Publix. I've had them at Joseph Classic Market. I've had them at Whole Foods. They all are a little bit different. They all got their own thing going on. Sometimes they'll trick you. You'll be eating a tart, and then you hit a chocolate floor. It's a tart, and then chocolate floor, but the chocolate's so fucking hard, you can't. I don't know if it works with the tart. I kind of like more of the graham cracker type of a.
You like a crust.
A crust.
Yeah, like a tart
The
crust.
chocolate kind of fucks it up a bit. I can't believe I'm saying that. A little bit.
Really?
Yeah, it does.
Is what it
Whole Foods was
snaps.
making ones with mango in them. There was blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, and mango.
But that's the fruit's not the star. It's the cream and it's the crust. Who gives a fuck about the fruit?
Me.
Oh, you don't eat tarts for the fruit.
I actually do.
You go to McDonald's for the health food?
Laura said, did Jaybird know whether you are a McDonald's fan or not? You must admit that their Coca-Cola just tastes better.
It does.
Well, there's a very good reason why. McDonald's and Coca-Cola have been working together since 1955, and due to this close relationship, Coca-Cola ships its syrup to McDonald's around the world in stainless steel containers instead of the usual plastic bags.
Yeah, McDonald's, Coca-Cola, if it's at a McDonald's where they're doing the right stuff and all of the bullshit's clean, they have the best Coca-Cola on the planet. Oh, it's so cold.
Do they do a special recipe for it? Maybe a different consistency of syrup to carbonated water and things like that? Because I know they do that for the ketchup, correct?
that. We've heard that Coca-Cola and McDonald's have a special side deal.
It's really a little bit sweeter, and it's got more of a fuck yeah kind of a feel in your mouth.
Effervescent.
Yeah, it kicks you right.
In the dick.
It kicks you right, and if your taste buds had a dick, it does. It kicks your taste
It
buds.
kicks you in your tongue dick.
It kicks you in your tongue dick.
Okay.
Something like that. You guys get the excitement, what I'm talking about.
Could you imagine instead of a tongue, if you had a dick?
And I can't believe McDonald's doesn't want to be as their endorser. I can't. I mean,
tough,
listen
man.
to the passion over here.
I know. Should be.
You guys have kicked him in his tongue dick.
Yeah.
He needs to be the voice of McDonald's.
Thank you.
Another soda thing that's out there, Kelly sent an email, Mountain Dew Ginger Snapped. Tastes just like a ginger snap cookie.
Not my soda.
Not buying it, huh?
Mountain Dew, I give them credit. They do a lot of experimental things. Some of it's kind of shitty.
Okay.
You can do too much, too. Like, let's get back to the basics here.
Well, let's make sure the basics are right.
So you're
Right.
not buying that, even though she's like...
They don't, I don't love a lot of their side flavors. Now, Pringles, they do a lot of side flavors, and I like their side flavors. It really depends on how you're doing it.
Okay. What about this? There's a new graham cracker flavored cereal called Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Fuck, yes. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
We had it. Somebody brought it to us.
Is that,
Oh, really?
That's a different one. You're thinking of the churro, aren't you?
Is that churro or is that cinnamon grand toast crunch? We've got something. Somebody sent us a different box, too. We had 2 boxes.
Okay.
We had a churro. I took that home.
Oh, you did? Is it good?
It was okay.
Okay.
Oh, this is sugar cookie toast crunch.
Okay. Yeah, so they must be doing a whole bunch of different ones.
I like
It's smart. I mean, for the holidays, though, I bet you this stuff sells.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch does good stuff. Fat Kevin, I know you remember that cereal.
Oh, yeah.
They have the best after milk.
How about this? You buying this? Burger King is testing dill pickle chicken nuggets. They're doing it in Canada, though. Dill pickle chicken nuggets.
I don't know, man. Burger King, they tried them ketchup chips before, and those were fucking they were nasty. I can say that.
Those sound gross.
They're really gross.
Those sound gross. This
They
sounds
made me
good to me,
sick.
though. Well, this sounds really like one of the Popeye sandwiches, basically just in a nugget. And
Well-
I think you're finding out that dill pickle goes well with a good spicy chicken.
I saw this recipe on TikTok, and this bitch was making fried chicken, but she was pouring pickle juice into her like batter mix.
Yep, I've done that before.
It looked so good. I am so stealing that.
I've taken the pickle juice and put it on bread and mix it with the butter to give it almost like a pickly kind
Pickle
of
butter.
Yeah, pickle butter.
Oh, I would eat the shit out of pickle butter.
I love me a pickle. Pickles are very controversial. You either love them or you hate them. You never find anybody in the middle.
I think pickles are great. I love the way like a chicken sandwich tastes with pickles on it.
Yeah.
So I think fried chicken with pickle batter is going to rock my world.
Yeah, I think these nuggets sound good to me. I would definitely try them.
Me too.
I'm curious.
Where's that, Burger King?
Yeah, but in Canada.
Oh. What's all that about?
Yeah. So hopefully the Canadians like it and they'll ship it south of the border.
Yeah. Why do they even let us hear these stories? It's kind of not fair.
Kevin loves to cock tease me with the snacks I can't get in our country.
Yeah.
Are you fucking with his dick
You're
tongue?
giving me blueberry balls.
Well, they might do it here. I mean, Burger King's in Miami, so that's their corporate headquarters. So if they're
Yeah,
going to do it someplace, a lot of
true.
times they'll jump to it and they'll give us stuff they don't give the rest of the country.
That's true, because we're a little bit more like spicy down here and like a little bit more adventurous, European.
yeah, we're cannibals.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Talking about some TV shows. Got a lot of responses on that. In fact, somebody had said, Jaybird, you're watching You on Netflix. Want to let you know that if you're on the first season, there's a lot more killing happening in the next few seasons. Killing is their thing, and the story is more than awesome. Don't give up on it.
Okay. All right, because I'm about to. Maybe that email saved me.
Yeah. Whatever you do, don't give up on it. Yeah, there was I always love doing that kind of stuff because people will throw in a lot of really good shows. Like I said, I just got onto Dexter New Blood. Watched the first episode of the new season last night. It is on Showtime, but you can get it on demand.
I watched that King, half of it. King Richard? King Richard.
How was that? That was one thing I almost tried to get into, and then
It was all right.
What was it?
It wasn't terrible, and it wasn't. It's a story of Venus and Serena.
Yeah, you can get it on. Is it HBO Max that they had that?
It was on. I believe it was HBO Max. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
It was okay.
It was just okay.
The thing about anytime you do, those biopics, sometimes they can come out corny. I think Will Smith did good.
Well, I'm not surprised. Yeah.
I haven't finished it yet.
Okay. Other people had said, we got texts earlier. Somebody said the Hawkeye that is on Disney Plus is good. It's a superhero. It's the guy doesn't have any superpowers. He just shoots a bow and arrow really good.
We go in on him, and a lot of people get pissed off that we say he's the weak ass superhero, but he's the weak ass superhero.
Yeah, they're saying that was good. Somebody else texted in and said True Story. It's on Netflix. It's Kevin Hart, I think, trying to do something serious. But the odd thing about it, have you ever seen sometimes when the preview they have on Netflix, it just looks like they had a random 1-minute conversation that was not intriguing, exciting. He was in a limo and somebody was just talking to him and saying, so do you like toast? And he's like, yeah, I kind of like toast. And it was like, it ended. I'm like, why would that grab me to make me want to watch this show?
I think what they do, it's on a shuffle type kind of a thing, and they have it pre-programmed to just pick out some kind of scene and throw. Because to your point, there's a lot of that going on. That was the fucking preview. It was a 90-second scene, and it was horse shit.
Right. I couldn't figure, like, this is how you're selling this thing?
That's what I thought about Narcos Mexico. It threw up something Narcos Mexico that was like so boring, and I was like, I kind of wanted to watch it, but now I kind of don't.
They're just giving you a taste of a scene now and calling that a preview. And I honestly think it's some kind of automated shuffle thing they're doing.
I really want to rant. In fact, I think I might. I really want to rant a little bit more on the Narcos Mexico season 3.
Is there a female narrator? And if so, is she a character? Because what I loved about the first season was you had that character that was in the show narrating it, and I loved his voice.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. And there's a female. It turns out I'm going to try to be careful. If you want no kind of spoilers whatsoever,
don't listen to this show.
Don't listen to this part right here.
Okay.
And I don't think this part's really that bad. It turns out she's a reporter that is working on the story. And it talks about corruption inside the Mexican government. And it is really interesting because it does tie in. There was an assassination. There's a big political party in Mexico called the PRI. And they pretty much nominate all the presidents. And the one time I was heading into Mexico is when I lived in California, and we're heading through San Diego. We're getting ready to drive into Tijuana. I'm so freaking excited. I'm like, this is awesome. We're going to freaking Mexico. I heard about this donkey bar.
Gringo in Mexico.
Yeah, I was going down there to get pickpocketed, beat up, murdered, all that kind of great stuff, and I was so excited for it. And so we're going in and we get in this crazy traffic. I'm like, it is so hard getting into Mexico. And they're like, the people that were taking us live there. They're like, it's not usually this bad. What the heck is going on? traffic was not moving. We turned on the radio, and there was this guy who was running for president of Mexico, was supposed to win it. They freaking shot him in the head.
Oh, shit.
Assassinated him in Tijuana. So they shut down the border, and they wouldn't let anybody in. So that was my one chance to go to Mexico. Happened on that day. And that is in this story.
Wow.
About that. It's about how much...
So you were kind of there.
You were kind of in the movie.
I was kind of in the middle of the story.
You're kind of in Narcos Mexico.
You're kind of the
yeah.
cast.
So I related to this, and I knew this. And so they were kind of throwing shade out. I've even watched documentaries on it to understand a little bit more about it. Narcos takes the liberty to basically blame it on the PRI that they had him assassinated in this whole thing. But the one thing I want to rant on with this show, and I do love shows about cocaine. I've loved Narcos on Mexico. Here's probably the big spoiler. I don't know if it's even a spoiler, but what disappointed me the most is there was a character that was in this. He was a cop, and they're showing about how cops and how crooked they are. They make no money, so they supplement it by this guy's robbing people and everything else, murdering people like crazy. And
wow.
He's a Mexican cop. But you realize this is a fake character. And I liked it because he was in Club de Cuervos, another all-Mexican show that I liked. It was about all these women that were showing up dead. It had nothing to do with the cartel. It had nothing to do with the storyline. It was just something that was going on in Mexico at the time, and they sandwiched it in. And this is all made-up story, you realize, by the end to talk about how many people were disappearing and how many women were getting murdered. Sure, it's a interesting story, but in a sense, I'm waiting like, how does this fucking tie in? They spent a lot of time on this storyline that didn't tie in to the actual story itself. You see what I'm saying?
I do.
And it annoyed me.
You want cocaine.
I wanted all cocaine. I wanted pure uncut cocaine, and that's what they gave me.
They were cutting it with missing women. Is the missing women thing real?
They said it was a thing that was happening at that time, yes. And women were, whatever, and winding up dead in fields and things like that.
I think this is a thing where indigenous people and women have been going missing, and for a long time, like they've been saying, oh, nobody cares about these groups. And so you have some shows that have now taken a slight social justice angle where they want to shed light on a real problem, so they incorporate it into a storyline on a popular current show.
And some people don't like it because, to your point,
Kevin wants cocaine.
It takes away from you're forcing something that you did not sign on for, and then you go, well, you're trying to.
They're trying to make you aware and evolve.
And that's why I always say never trust the critic's score. Always trust an audience, because critics have an agenda. If it's something that they want to get out and people to know about, they will rate a movie higher.
I'll tell
or
you,
a show higher.
And the storyline's fascinating. If they had a whole thing about it, I would probably watch that dedicated to that.
Separate.
But to make this story, it is a fictional character that is going through whatever. And the thing I like about Narcos the whole time is you're following the stories of real drug dealers and how they got there, and they're recreating the actual story. So this is the first time in the whole Narcos series they've just had a completely fictional person and storyline. I know that the disappearing women could be true, and in and of itself it's fascinating, but it has nothing to do with the cocaine story except it happened in Mexico.
And people don't. The reason that the other knock is it's being force-fed because they're doing it to pander,
right?
And it's not. When it comes down to is it right for the storyline? No, you're just trying to get your shit out there to get a message out there. And that's not what
they wanted to create that awareness, but that wasn't why I was there.
You're not there to get messages. You're there to watch fucking cocaine shit. That's what you wanted.
I want to see right now. I want to dedicate all my time to cartel bosses and their story. If you want to do this side project about disappearing women in Mexico, I would love to know about that. But
Virginia's 110% right. Social justice type of storylines are being force-fed into content now.
It is true.
And you're watching going, this doesn't make any fucking sense. Wait, what?
And I think what's probably happening, the producers, the directors, the writers, the actors, they're all on the same page. And they're like, yes, we need to shed light on these missing women.
Sure.
And make sure that people realize this is a thing. And yeah, we do, but you're sneaking it in and you're like tricking and confusing us.
Look, I don't care about make it work with the fucking storyline. Don't force feed me stuff and then you're trying to give me a message that has nothing to do with the movie. movie or the show.
They could have referenced it, or it could have been something else. But like I said, if you divided the show up into thirds, it's like they had 3 storylines going on. One the reporter, one the cartel guys. This was a third of it.
Wow.
So a third of all the time. You're watching a lot of this, and probably halfway through, 5th or 6th episode, I'm like, what the fuck does this have to do with the cartels?
It's even having.
I was waiting for the tie-in, and there was no tie. They made a very loose tie-in with the DEA that I'm like, what a stretch.
They're doing it in video games as well.
They're doing it on purpose.
It's all done on purpose, and it's all agenda based.
Yeah.
And a lot of people who are just there to watch entertainment are going, this is not, what the fuck?
Well, you've abandoned the storyline that I came here for.
Right.
So now you're giving me a third of the programming that's something that I wasn't looking for.
Make a whole other show on it. I'm
Or
fine with that.
expecting.
Well, Engineer Keith has got a great point. He goes, if you're going to virtue signal, pander, do all that stuff, make sure it doesn't feel forced. There's ways to be able to write stuff in.
And
to
it
not
feels
make
forced.
Exactly.
The longer it kept going, I'm like, what does this have to do with what I'm watching? I don't understand. It was almost like I was watching 2 separate shows.
I think you'll find a lot of progressive programming will do this to you.
And this is why you get people constantly fighting about shit. That's why when we bring stuff up, you'll even see it in the chat room. People will say they're forcing a narrative on X, on whatever they're talking about.
Missing women, Kevin.
Yeah, no, I mean, hey, it's a big story, fascinating in and of its own right. So make another show or a movie about that.
No one's saying we don't care about missing women.
Kevin could give 2 shits about missing women. I'm just kidding.
He wants cocaine.
He wants all cocaine.
I want pure cocaine. Doesn't everybody want pure cocaine? I wanted pure cocaine in Narcos. So
Don't cut his cocaine.
But you're gonna see. It's gonna be. I'm curious to see how this is gonna go because so many people complain about what you're speaking of, but it's still happening. It's very much, let's make sure.
Because it's controlled by the writers and the producers and the directors. And if all those people are on the same page of we've got to be socially aware and take our jobs seriously as contributing to society, not just out here making movies and making money, we've got to make statements.
There was another article, it dropped today. Forget what publication it was, but the whole article was, the title was, Women Characters We Hate, but if it was a man, they would be loved. And it was, and then I'm reading the article and I'm going, no, had nothing to do with her being a woman. It had to do with if this was shitty writing and a terrible movie. Don't tell me that that's what the issue is. It's the shitty writing, and that's, I think you're going to see. So
it's starting to creep in. So that's what it was. That's what I got hit with because to me it didn't make sense. I'm like, I don't know why they're doing this. I don't get this.
You got hit with the agenda-minded.
Well, it was bad storytelling in that sense where it just.
But to them, they think they did a good job because they are raising awareness for this thing.
They will go on to the next award show and talk 45 minutes about how awesome of people they are for writing this.
And they will all pat each other on the back for doing this.
And then the ratings will come in for that award show, and it'll be, Kevin will have an article, the worst since last year, the award show. It keeps trending down.
Yeah. It was a very interesting ride because at the end I'm like, well, clearly they're going to have this make sense. And then when they explained what it was at the end, I was like, why did they include this in Narcos? I don't understand. I mean, just because it happened in the same country? It was odd to me.
And
agenda-driven.
I'm also just not a fan of when the subplot sucks and doesn't. Whether there's an agenda or not.
It's not why you come to the show called Narcos.
Yeah,
you come for narcotics.
You'll see that sometimes when you're really loving a show. It's like season 3 or 4, and that's when they start to introduce some newer characters, or that newer character they introduced in season 3 is getting a bigger subplot. It's very hit or miss, and you got to make sure you don't abandon the true nature of what you were doing.
Yeah, it was odd. And to me, if you were trying to fill time, just make less episodes. That'd be fine. Or project the story a little bit further along because I thought I was going to get the whole story of El Chapo.
Yeah, that's what I would have been so annoyed if I'm trying to get El Chapo.
I was waiting, and they were doing a lot more on this side story. I'm like, well, no, tell me about El Chapo. I want the El Chapo story.
No, we're going to chop the Chapo.
And look, anyone's got the right to make whatever they want to make.
Sure.
But just know that if you abandon the
that's
natural...
That's why I'm letting people know, if you're a big fan of the Narcos series like I am, that was the big part of season 3 of Mexico that I didn't love. And I didn't even detect it being an agenda. I just detected wait, this story didn't even connect. What the hell is this?
You notice too, man, there's a lot of depressing independent movies that are being made. We're all the fucking happy, hey, life's going to be okay kind of movies. They're just all these movies that win award.
Well, life's not going to be okay, asshole.
But you look at these award shows and that what wins, and it's always, you read the fucking...
Gritty and real,
it's
depressing.
Fucking
yeah.
so depressing. I don't want to watch this shit.
Yeah. So if you did a reality show about my life, would it win an award at a film festival?
It's got to be depressing and no one's going to watch
it. It's dark. It's depressing. There's a lot of sadness. So
you're like, oh, cool. Everyone in the storyline dies. It's based on a true story. Oh, cool. 11 people watch it. It won 9 awards.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. A couple other interesting things. This is one fact. I'm wondering if this is explaining what I saw the other day. April sent this in, said, I share the same love for Bone Thugs and Harmony as Jaybird, and when I heard that Bone Thugs would be doing a Versus against 3-6 Mafia, I had to reach out. If you're not familiar with the Versus battle, they pit 2 familiar groups or artists against each other, and they go hit for hit. To name a few they've done, like Brandy versus Monica, Escape versus SWV, Ja Rule versus Fat Joe. It's basically a free concert from the comfort of your home. This one is December 2nd. It's going to stream live on Instagram and more than likely YouTube as well. They provide the link from Billboard.com. And I had seen something that had Kelly Clarkson and Ariana Grande. And they were both on stage. And I think it was maybe Jimmy Fallon was hosting it. And they were just doing little snippets of some of their songs, kind of going back and forth. I don't know if it was like a makeshift versus battle. I thought it looked like a new game show that he was hosting. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
I like the idea of pitting things together and going, which one's better. I do that sometimes with songs. If me and Denny's are just kind of shooting the shit.
It sounded so good. Just watching him sing. I'm like, it's kind of cool. I liked it.
Well, if it's a Beatles song too, what is this song better than this one? Or if it's, yeah, you're right, you can do group versus group. That sounds fun.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
Kelly versus Ariana. That sounds fun.
Yeah, there's a clip you might want to check out. It was pretty good.
I need to check that out.
Who's better? Who do you...
I don't freaking know.
Kelly Clarkson.
I don't know, dude. Ariana Grande can sing.
Yeah, in fact, that was what was really amazing. You know, because, yeah, going into it, I'm thinking the same thing. And, boy, Ariana Grande, you get an appreciation for that girl can sing.
I am not saying just she can't sing.
She definitely at least holds her own, if not is better.
Dang.
At least holds her own. I was just like, holy crap. And I knew she could sing, but I was just like, wow. And that's what was really cool. I think that's what stood out to me was, I mean, both those girls can sing. They're high end.
That's a good one to put on the promo.
Yeah, it was. That's why I was like, this is really good. I'm not necessarily a massive fan of either one, but they're both very talented. I got Eric sending in this. He said, does Denny's ever get mad in real life?
No, he really doesn't. I've seen him get slightly, I mean, I would call it pissy light.
He gets irritated.
Yeah, but it's really nothing. He does he has a tell with his face that he does when he's annoyed, but that's about it, man. I've never heard him raise his voice. The only thing I've ever heard him do is when he drinks, he can get excited about explaining something cool he's into.
Okay.
But that is it.
Okay.
He's got the right temperament for the trade.
Okay. That's good to hear. And I got an email here from Tisha. She had said, yeah, so as you know, I listen to you guys every morning. My girlfriend listens to rock, so she listens to whatever station. Well, on our 10-hour road trip to Pensacola and back, we watched some of your podcasts and shows, and she laughed a lot during some rough times because of you all. The funny thing is the other day, she had to drive to Fort Pierce for work, and that afternoon I was catching up on the podcast, and she said, you had me listen to those fuckers on the way to Fort Pierce this morning. So now you guys have a new fan. By the way, Kevin, she said you have a great voice, and she loves Bird and Virginia's love-hate relationship as much as me.
Aww.
So keep giving us the funny. Biscuit and Rendy sent that in.
Biscuit and Randy.
Yeah.
That sounds like a comedy duo.
It does.
Or a
Biscuit
morning
and Randy.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
They
we
do
get
their own.
fired, you guys can do the show.
That's right. Step on in. So there you go. All right. Well, thanks for listening. Thanks for being here.
We want to thank our official vodka sponsor. Oh, yeah. Atoll Vodka. You can go check them out this Thursday at the brand new grand opening of Tipsy in Delray. Atoll is their official vodka.
I have some bottles at my house, and I was making stuff for people, and they loved it.
Yeah, I did too over the holidays. Atoll. If you want to grab it, they can actually mail it right to your house. mashandgrape.com.
Very nice stuff. You guys have a great Monday.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.